Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. Shalom. I'm the brother Dama Agibar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. All right, and this is going to be a lesson just dealing with the judgment of the heathen that is coming upon them during, the kingdom of heaven. So what you have this guy Vocab Malone, bitching and crying and trying to tell us that we're wrong for letting them know the beatings and the scourgings and the judgment and the ass whooping that is coming to, not only Esau, Edom, but these heathen nations in the kingdom of heaven. All right. Scriptures tell us that they are going to be punished. They are going to be judged for what they have done to the Israelites, for having us in captivity, for them, as you read in Psalms, the 82nd chapter or 83rd, of how they've been confederate one another against us, and all the hell we had to catch from these heathens. They are going to be judged. They are going to be paid back. Those that have devoured us are going to be devoured, man. All right. And you are going into captivity. You are going to be slaved. You are going to be brutally treated for the injustices that you have brought down upon the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. And then after 1,000 years of that judgment in the kingdom of heaven, you'll go back to your lands. You're going to have to worship and keep the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which you will be taught, which will be, taught these ways by force, man. All right. We're not going to patty cake. We're not going to play nice. We're not going to, befriend you and treat you. We're going to treat you fairly, but we're going to beat the shit out of you in the kingdom of heaven. All right. We're going to execute the judgments that are written that you have to accept, regardless of how you feel right now. It don't matter. All right. The judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai will commence on you heathens, on you nations that are not of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. And you will be subjugated and subjects in our kingdom, point blank, period. All right. And that's what I wanted to go to today, pulling out some scriptures, dealing with the future judgment that's coming upon you heathens in our kingdom. And we're not going to do it now while we're here in Babylon, while we're here in America, while we're here in this situation. But in the kingdom of heaven, this is when the Lord is going to allow us the sovereignty and the majesty to be able to execute these things that are written. Point blank, period. All right. And this is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. And it says God's universal reign. All right. And that universal doesn't mean all encompassing for all nations, tongues and peoples, as long as they just believe in Jesus Christ. All right. That's not a reality, man. All right. And in the kingdom, you're not going to be calling upon no goddamn Jesus Christ. You're going to be subjugated and ruled over by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach. All right. Without further ado, it says the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. All right. And we know that mountains represent governments and powers. All right. And this mountain that is going to stand is the kingdom of Israel through our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai, King David and 144,000, which is the kingdom of Israel. All right. It's going to be established on top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. You see? And who are these nations? The heathens, man. And you're going to flow to it. It means you're going to be drawn to it. You're going to be subjugated under it. It's not going to be any other government. It's not going to be no democracy. It's not going to be no, any other type of government or rulership on the planet Earth. It's only going to be the government and the monarchy of Israel. The law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai will be the supreme law of the universe, man. And all nations are going to flow and be subjugated and beaten under it. Point blank, period, man. Hey, the same way that we've been subjugated and brought under Esau's democracy by force, by the way, it's the same way our kingdom is going to be established, man. You see, but you got Christians and vocab. They have an issue when we say that. All right. Because we're saying that we're going to be the ones, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the true biblical Israelites. He's getting pissed and mad because we're saying that we're going to be the recipients. I mean, that we're going to be that we're the house of Israel, and we're going to be at the head of this government and this power structure. And these heathen and himself is going to be underneath it, man. All right. It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, to the house of the God of Jacob, because they're not going to have any choice, man. This is going to be their only option, man. It's not going to be any voting, any democracy, any outside options except the government and the power of Israel on upon the whole universe, man. So they're going to flow into it. But it's, but at first they're going to fight. They're going to kick. They're going to try to reject. But once they see the spiritual power, man, once they see us coming out of those chariots, shining, glowing in those new bodies with the spiritual power, like the brother in London would say, with the spiritual Google, able to manipulate the elements and flying and being in that godlike status, man. Hey, they're going to get beaten into submission, man. All right. Point blank, period. All right. And they're going to flow to it. They're going to eventually have to come to the realization, look, man, we got to come up under this rulership. Look at the ass whooping. Look at the power. Look at the glory. Look at how Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is with these men, with this nation, man. It says, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his path. Because like I said, it's going to be forced upon you. You're going to be beaten down into subjection in the kingdom of heaven, man. It says, for out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. You see, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. You see, we're going to judge among the nations, the heathens. Let's get that word for judge. And the word is sapat. And it says to govern, vindicate, punish, to act as lawgiver or judge or governor. You see that? It says of God. Yeah, we're going to be given this authority by the Most High over man, over you heathen nations in the kingdom. It says to rule, govern, judge, just like King David did. You see, why you think he was going to war with all these nations and beating all these nations down into subjection? So by the time King Solomon, which is Yahweh Shai, if you can receive it, so that he had those 40 years of peace, because all the nations were beaten into subjection by King David. So that when Solomon came into rulership, all he had was peace. And that's what our kingdom is going to be, of peace. And I'm going to show you that. And after Yahweh Shai comes back and wreck shop and judge amongst these nations in the midst of this third world war, and the chariots are zapping and blasting and blowing shit to smithereens, man, and these nations and their pride and their armies are brought low, they're going to be rendered helpless, man. And they're going to be brought under the authority and they're going to be subjugated under Yahweh Shai. You see, and they're going to be ruled and governed over. It says to execute judgment. See, condemning and punishing. That's all part of judging. That's all part of having rulership. We're going to condemn and punish these all of you nations, man. Like I said, first and foremost, for what you've done to the 12 tribes of Israel, for putting us in captivity, for all of the hell and the rape, robbery, murder that we had to undergo while under your authority. You're going to have to pay for that, man. All right. Look, Yahweh Shai coming back and destroying your armies with the angels is not, that's just the beginning. You're going to have to serve 1,000 years of punishment and slavery in our kingdom. And in the midst of that, you're going to have to learn how to worship and how to be taught, the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. It's going to be certain penalties that you're going to commit. That's going to be unto death, some unto lashes, some unto, getting your teeth knocked out, and so forth until you're brought strictly under the rod of rulership of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai in the kingdom, man. All right. And I know you don't like to hear that, but hey, it's just the truth, man. All right. And it says what? And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. See, let's look up that word rebuke. The word is yakah. It says to prove, decide, judge, rebuke, reprove, correct. All right. To convince. You see? To chide. You see? Like I said, we're going to have to we're going to have to convince you that the ways of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai are the right way. Like I said earlier, a lot of you are going to buck up. You're going to be trying to, call upon your other gods. You're going to be in rebellion. But like I said, once you feel the rod and the lash and see that power that we possess and the powers and the godlike status that we have been endowed with and the capabilities that we possess, you're going to be broken right along into to flow into fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. It says, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Because why? It's going to take a whole lot of ass whooping and correcting and ass beatings for you to be in the understanding that, look, there's not going to be no wars to fight, because our kingdom is going to be a kingdom of peace. In order for you to have peace, you got to lay down the law. All right. You're going to learn that by force, by the way of the rod, the scepter, you know, you see. And this is what do I want here? Let me see. But yeah, it says here, Isaiah chapter 60, verse 10, it says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. See? So when we receive our mercy, you nations, you're going to build up our walls. You're going to be slaves in the kingdom of heaven. We're not going to build up the kingdom. We're not going to have a hard day of labor in our kingdom. What the hell you think you're there for? All right. Because you're going to have a job to do. You're going to be servants in our kingdom. Moab, Ammon, all of you. Because a lot of you were created to be servants, and you're going to serve in the kingdom of heaven. You know, you're going to do what you're going to be created to do. It says, therefore shall thy gates be open continually. And this is talking about in the kingdom of heaven. This is how we're going to be living. This is how we're going to be treated, all on the backs of you nations. It says, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, or the riches, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. You hear that, vocab? If you don't want to serve us in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to perish, because what? We'll have the power to where you won't have rain. You know, we could bring famine, tornadoes, all type of calamity to your land, to your people, to you. Or we can just literally just execute judgment and beat the shit out of you for not wanting to serve us. Being proud, bucking up against us, it can come with all type of punishments, man. Just like a slave is under, just how, the slave master have the authority over his slaves. We're going to have that power and that sovereignty over you. If you want to get cute, you want to buck up, you don't want to serve us, then guess what? You can be put to death, man. All right. We can break your legs. We could treat you horribly and execute judgment upon you, as long as it's in the righteous respects of the Most High in judgment. It says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. You see? And we jump down to 14. It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow down themselves at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. You see, the tables are going to turn. You're going to give us that respect, man. You're going to bow down and acknowledge us as Yahshua Allah, the sons of the power. All right, the nations of kings and priests and the holy ones, man. All right. It says, whereas thou has been forsaken and hated. Yeah, now we're niggas, we're spics, we ain't no good. You don't have to respect anything that we say. You don't have to respect our authority in the scriptures as prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and as the Israelites now. But those tables are going to turn, boy. It says, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. You see? You see that? It says, and thou shalt suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings, and thou shalt know that I, Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. See, and that's what Yahweh Shai is ultimately coming back to do. You see, what's this? Daniel 2 and 44, the divine kingdom, which is going to be of Israel. No outsiders, no heathens will have any part with it, but under it, all right? It says, and in the days of these kings, when you read up, it talks about, the four beasts, the different kingdoms that rose, the Babylonians, the Persians and the Medes, the Greeks, the Romans, and then that revised little horn, that revised Roman Empire after they're broken. This is what Yahweh Shai is coming to do. It says, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Right. We're not going to fall. Our kingdom is not going to be overtaken or overran. You heathens are not going to come up with some slick way to take us down. We're going to be perfect. The law, statutes, and commandments are going to be in our inward part. We're going to be incapable of sinning or going off or breaking any law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father to where we have to be punished. We have to be corrected or have to go into captivity or give you heathens or you nations the upper hand over us. That's never going to happen ever again, man. You see, so you might as well settle in and get comfortable because, hey, once the kingdom of heaven is established, hey, you heathens and you nations are going to stay in that subjugated role for all eternity, man. Point blank, period. It says, which shall never be destroyed, and kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. What do you think it means? We're going to break and consume these kingdoms. We're going to break you down. We're going to subjugate you. You're going to be in slavery under us, man. But we're going to treat you fair. We'll give you clean water, clean air. You know, we'll treat you all right as long as you're obedient and you obey and you stay in line, man, and know your place, know your role, and shut your mouth, man. It says, for as much as thou sawest that the stone, which that stone is Yahushua, was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God have made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof is true. You see? So everything that we're telling you and prophesying you about how the kingdom is going to be established and what we're going to do is the interpretation is sure. Just because you don't want to accept it, you don't want to believe it, you think you're superior in your biblical and your theological knowledge, you know, it means absolutely nothing at the end of the day, because we're right and you're wrong and we don't need your approval. This is why you're always sniveling and groveling and coming around trying to ask us questions and trying to, debunk what we're saying, because you know in your spirit and deep in your heart that everything that we're speaking is true. All right. And hey, and all we got to say is, hey, man, wait and see. All right. Wait and see, man. All right. This is even Balaam saw this. This is Numbers 24:15. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, have said, and the man whose eyes are open have said, he have said, which heard the words of God and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, which is Yahushua, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. What is a scepter? A tool of, look up this word scepter, see what it says. You know? And a scepter, the word is sabat. It says a rod, staff, branch, offshoot, a club, scepter, tribe, a rod or a staff, club of shepherd's implement, a truncheon, a scepter, a mark of authority. All right. Dealing with Yahushua and under Yahushua, King David, the 144,000 and all the 12 tribes of Israel. Man, remember, we're joint heirs with Yahushua. And that's something that you can't forget. All the, the nation of all the elect of Israel, they're all joint heirs with Yahushua. So whatever he's received, we're going to be joint heirs and recipients with him, man. You see, because Yahushua is coming up to establish his kingdom and his rulership, which we're going to be a partaker of it. All right. It says, there shall come a star out of Jacob, a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy the children of Seth. See? So the Lord is being specific about what nations are going to be thumped over the head with this scepter and this dominion of Israel. It says, and Edom shall be a possession, which shows you that Edom ain't done away with, that they have to still be here. If the vision that Balaam is seeing of Yahushua coming in the last days, he's saying that Edom is going to be there, and he shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, the small hats, the 1948ers, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. See? In Amalek and Esau, you are going to perish forever. Like I said, after that 1,000 years of slavery, man, that's it. We're going to gather you all up, and you're all going to be Obadiah 1:18, man. So punishment and judgment and beatings and subjugation is coming for you nations, man. All right, don't let these Christians or these vocab Malone try to steer you and make you believe otherwise. And that's what he's here to do anyway, is to cast doubt and to make you believe that the things that we're saying and ultimately the things that the scriptures are saying are not true, man. He just don't want to have to face the reality that these judgments apply to him and his people. All right. This is Psalms 149:4. For Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. And let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. And let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. And that sword is literal. You tell if a vocab tell you, oh, that's not literal, that's spiritual, but you're not even a spiritual guy anyway, man. See, anything that's dealing with the judgment and the subjugating of these nations, he's going to try to divert that and tell you that it's not talking about that, or it's but you had the true believers in the church, which is of all nations. They're going to, that doesn't apply to them, which is a goddamn lie. This is applying to all nations that are not of Israel. All right. And the saints are only the Israelites. It's nowhere in the scriptures where you hear the Lord ever refer to Moab, Ammon, Edom, or any of the other 18 nations by name as his saints, man. Point blank, period. It says to execute vengeance upon the heathen. See, like I said, this is going to take place in the kingdom. It's not going to take place now. We don't have the sovereignty or the authority or the power right now to do these things, man. All right, we're here to just prophesy and be prophets and teachers and a spiritual non-carnal group. But once the Lord raises us up and we're changed and we come up out of those chariots, man, in those new bodies and that God-like status, that's when we're going to have the power and the authority to execute all these things that are written, man. And it's nothing that vocab or anybody else can say about it or against it, man. It says to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. What sounds like slavery to me, man. Yeah, you want to make that song Slavery in the USA? Well, guess what? It's going to be slavery in the kingdom of heaven for you fucking heathens. How about that, man? It says to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. So there you go. If you don't like it, that's too bad. Take it up with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But like he told Daniel, hey, the interpretation is true and the vision is sure. All right. And it's going to happen whether you want to accept it or believe it or not, vocab, and anybody that's following under your Christianity bullshit. This is true, point blank, period, because the scriptures say so. Let the Most High be true and every man a liar, man. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. To the next one, shalom.